Quick disclaimer, I think I may have recorded this entire video with my mic unplugged. The audio isn't terrible, but if you see this frame pop up, then there's probably an audio thing that I had to fix, and I just decided it was easier to redo it this way. We've already talked about how I have a problem with achievement hunting so bad that I should probably seek professional help for it. I've beat that dead horse so much it's not even a horse anymore. I'm just beating glue at this point. Horses turn into glue, right? So why bring it up again and make a whole video about it? Well, earlier this year I finished a very slow playthrough of Star Wars Jedi Survivor in about 4 to 15 minute play sessions. For some reason. And that's important because the game that gave me the achievement hunting bug was none other than Jedi Survivor's predecessor, Jedi Fallen Order, back in 2019. I also crossed 100,000 gamer score thanks to Jedi Survivor, so it felt like kind of this full circle moment. And it has me thinking back to Fallen Order and all the other games I cleared achievement lists on, or at least attempted to. But before we get into my personal achievement history and what achievements are causing balding in my mid-20s, let's take a step back for those normal people who have no idea what an achievement is. And if you don't care or already know what an achievement is, you'll be fine. This is like 2 sentences of information, and it's taking me longer to explain this to you than it is to actually explain achievements. And for the rest of you that didn't just cause a scene and derail my show, achievements or trophies are defined as a metagame, at least according to Wikipedia. They are basically a list of goals for each game that you play with your account, which upon completion give you a point value or trophy that tie into your overall gamer score or trophy level. And that's it. That's all they do. Other than the number getting bigger, these scores have absolutely 0 point value outside of watching the number go up. And why am I obsessive about raising this trivial number? It makes me feel good. When I completed the achievement list for Jedi Fallen Order, something about seeing that completely cleared out list hit a part of my brain that I assume the trains hit for that guy on TikTok that really likes trains. Anybody else only get this guy watching trains filling their TikTok algorithm for like 2 months straight about a year ago? What a pleasant time that was. I mean, not as good as when I was on Big Tool Talk. Now that was a great talk category. I've gotten distracted again, let's get back to achievements. But it turns out that something that comes along with this dopamine rush is the possibility of not getting an achievement, stopping your list progress in its tracks, and being stuck with the reminder that you didn't get it. So I want to recount some of the achievements that have evaded me, and even try a shot at redemption for a few. Alright, I've dragged this out long enough, let's get into it. Glitched achievements are possibly the worst part of achievements. Nothing takes the wind out of your sails like putting 60 hours into a game, getting every single achievement, for the last one to just not count. You thought the Bill and Frank episode of Last of Us was sad? You have no idea what sad is until you've played through Resident Evil Village 5 times, and when checking to see what the last achievement you need is, only to realize that you never got the achievement for collecting all the goat statues, and they don't spawn again. You can collect them once. That's it. That's what happened to me. I collected every one of them, and the achievement glitched. It didn't pop, and I can't go back and collect them all again because they only appear the one time. I tried Googling, I tried looking at videos, I tried reaching out to the Resident Evil Reddit community, and they gave me no help, but I still do get a response every few months of someone asking me if I found a fix yet. And I have. It's wiping all your save data because you can't just start a new game. They still won't respawn, so you clear everything, including your cloud data, starting over from square one as if you've never played the game. Then you play through the whole game again, finding all the goats again, with a big chance that it may glitch again, and waste your time even more. Because if people are still contacting me asking if I found a fix, then it hasn't been fixed by Capcom yet. Or just give up on it, that's what I did. My other major glitched achievement comes from the 2022 reboot of Saints Row. Why didn't I expect this game to have glitched achievements? Luckily, only one glitched for me. Achievements, that is. I couldn't even count the amount of other glitches I experienced while playing through that game. I don't have footage of it, sadly, but I had to restart the game one time because every time I got in my car, the player model would stay in place and the car would drive off without him, so I could only travel on foot. That game was a technical nightmare.
Hola, Gabriel. Where's my car?
It's not here.
The only achievement I still need is for completing all the wingsuit challenges. And once I got to the last wingsuit challenge, I realized it wasn't progressing. Every other challenge worked except for one, and it just so happened to be the last one I tried. The challenge requires bouncing off of 4 pedestrians in the wingsuit within 30 seconds, and I just thought I wasn't fast enough. I probably tried this 40 to 50 times, timing myself before finding out this achievement glitches commonly. Turns out the reason for the glitch is that I played online co-op with a friend one time for maybe an hour, and that broke the achievement. It also left these 2 icons on my map. Even though I've already cleared these events, if I go and do it again, they still don't go away. These icons are like Days of Our Lives. A constant in life that will never go away. Have you ever seen Days of Our Lives? I remember my mom watching it when I was like maybe 6, and sometimes I see it on in places like the doctor's office, and I'm surprised it's still running. Turns out I shouldn't be because it started in 1965. That show has 4,678 episodes. 14,680. It went up 2 episodes since I wrote the script. Do you know how long it would take you to watch that many episodes? I can't do the math at that high of a level because it went to a longer runtime in the 70s, and there's so many episodes I can't figure out where that starts at. But this article from 2022 says it takes 548 days. Days. That show isn't going anywhere. They aired on Peacock now. Alright, back to Saints Row. Not too long ago, there was a big update around the launch of the first DLC that people were claiming made Saints Row a completely different game. So I reinstalled the game around that time to see if I could finally obtain that wingsuit challenge that's been evading me. Completely different game, my ass. It crashed when I fast traveled, and the achievement was still broken. Honestly, I think they made it a worse game. This sucks. An unobtainable achievement is just that. Unobtainable. An achievement that no matter what you do, you cannot get it now. For example, achievements that require playing online that the servers have been shut off, or games that were delisted and you can't acquire anymore, such as Stranger Things 3 The Game. After getting to Stranger Things the show way late and binging through the first 3 seasons all at once, I decided to check out the game through my Game Pass subscription and saw it had a fairly easy achievement list. So while I was playing through the game, I cleaned up all the side stuff like collecting gnomes and doing side quests until I had every achievement except for 3. 1 for beating the final boss, 1 for completing the game, and 1 for completing the game on New Game Plus. Well, the final boss was unreasonably difficult, so I took a break, and when I tried to come back to it a few days later, Netflix had delisted the game from all digital storefronts and removed the game from Game Pass to put it exclusively on the Netflix Games program for mobile phones. Not Xbox, where I need the achievement. And since it was delisted, even though I had the game downloaded, I couldn't buy the game separately anymore and still play it. I had a game installed that couldn't be played and an achievement that I have nightmares about. I even tried downloading it through Netflix to my phone in hopes that it would have some sort of cross-connection. There isn't. Some achievements are just hard, and it's ignorant that they are hard. I have 3 in this category, with the first being Watch Dogs Legion. Yes, I played that too, and I enjoyed it. People shouldn't take my game recommendation seriously. The only one that I need is for completing all the missions in Resistance mode, which is a permanent death mode. So if one of your crew members dies, they're gone for good. And if they all die, you have to start over from the beginning. I made it about halfway through the game, but as I got to the harder bosses, it got so time-consuming to be constantly recruiting new people to make sure I was covered if someone died. Which happened a lot, because Resistance mode is also ignorantly hard. Which is why it's in this category. I looked for walkthrough guides, glitches, and generally any trick that could help me get through Resistance mode. And the trick was, in true Dark Souls fashion, to get good. That's good with a U. And here's something that you should know about me. I'm not good. Spec Ops: The Line. I only needed 2 achievements for Spec Ops: The Line. A game I loved when it first came out, and when I went back for the nostalgia play just last year. Which got me trying to clear out that achievement list. The achievements in question are for beating the game on the 2 hardest difficulties. For this time I don't have an audio bug, but there is a slight change here. I wrote this entire script off of memory, and I was almost 100% perfect. Except for this game. I thought I was trapped on a boat about 3/4 of the way through the game. Turns out I was trapped behind a wall 1 level before the very last level of the game, on the 2nd hardest difficulty. And I tried again while capturing footage for this video, and I just cannot get out from behind this wall without dying. And it really doesn't help that I've completely forgotten how to aim. So I'm just spraying around all the targets and then I get lit up. It's like Halo Reach's Lone Wolf when I step out from behind that wall. Too many games come out in a year, and Due to recent life events, I don't have time to keep ramming my head into the wall over and over again for 2 achievements for a game that came out in 2012. So instead, I'm going to do it for a game that came out in 2009. Modern Warfare 2 Campaign Remastered. When I saw that the Modern Warfare 2 campaign had been remastered, I picked up the game as soon as possible because, like most people my age, this was my Call of Duty, the one I spent the most time with. And at a glance, it looked like it had a fairly simple achievement list, except for one achievement I didn't realize would push me to the point of giving up. The student surpasses the master, which requires you to beat BX time in SSDD. You see, every achievement I've talked about so far was taken from me. I could have gotten those achievements if it weren't for those meddling glitches and their talking dog. Or those meddling Netflixes and their delisting games and their talking dog. And the last 2 I probably could get if I dedicated an absurd amount of time to them and their talking dog. But this one I think is just completely impossible. Because I just can't do it. My fingers and my brain are just not equipped for it. For this achievement, you have to beat the time of 19.7 seconds in the shooting range on the first mission of the game. This requires pinpoint accuracy and taking out multiple targets with one shot 3 to 4 times in a run while constantly moving. I've run this course up to probably 300 times. I gave up on this 2 years ago after not getting lower than a 22.55 second run, and I still know where every single target is. That's valuable brain space taken up by target locations in a game I probably wouldn't want to play again for another 10 years when I want to feel young again. What's my social security number? I have no idea. But I do know that books sold his soul to Satan to get a time that good because it's impossible without celestial intervention. But I won't be waiting 10 years because this is the last achievement that is obtainable without me completing an entire game a second time. So I reinstalled the game, spent hours watching videos, analyzing every run. I ate, slept, and breathed Modern Warfare 2 Campaign Remastered. Alright.
Amazing work.
Well, we did our best.
Very impressive.
Selma Hayek.
Amazing. Very.
Norway.
Very. Amazing work. Very impressive, man.
.55 seconds. Taco Bell mild sauce. The EL fudge recipe changed years ago with me.
Hey man, we got the achievement.
We did what? Alright, I'll be up in a minute.
Very impressive, man.
No way. No way! No way! Oh my god!
That's right, after 2 years, I got the achievement. Which I honestly really didn't see coming. I actually thought I'd somehow leave this video with more achievements to get, and I don't even know how that's possible. But with my newfound confidence from finally destroying books, I decided to check in on Saints Row again since they've had 2 major DLC updates since the last time I looked.
You serious?
How great is that? Instead of torturing myself all that time barely scraping off seconds, I could have booted up Saints Row and spent 3 seconds getting this wingsuit achievement, because they decided to fix my issue in the very last update the game would ever get. And then not tell anybody about it. This sucks. But at least it gave me a reason to finally play that DLC and get myself another achievement list cleared, making like half of this video obsolete. So those are the achievements that haunt my dream. The achievements that make me pull what little hair I have left out. The achievements that pushed me down, made me eat dirt, and stole my lunch money. But at least now I found a little bit of peace just making that list a little bit smaller. Since starting achievement hunting, it's completely changed the way I play games. Every game lasts much longer now because even if I'm not going for the full list, there's usually 1 or 2 extra achievements I pick up on a playthrough just to bump the number up. Plus I just like watching that number go up, so if every once in a while there's an achievement I want that I can't get, is that really so bad? Yeah, it is. It's driving me insane. Look at it. Look at my shame. Well, I gotta walk a break. Anyway, if you have any achievement hunting stories, leave them in the comments so we can role reverse and I can be entertained by your pain for a little bit. Along with that, you can help me out by subscribing so you can see when I talk about achievements again, because that's a constant theme here. I try to get a video out twice a month, but that doesn't always happen. Actually, it never happens. I usually do it once a month. So subscribing is the best way to know when I've most recently talked to myself in front of a camera. Also, if you want an off-the-panel shirt or beanie, go over to blaster-goblin-shop.fourthwall.com or check out the link in the description. Go get some achievements.